Hello and welcome. We are so excited to be here with you in this session presented by Grand Canyon University's Canyon Professional Development. We are here to talk about K12 Capture the Flag. So you will learn how to create a CTF for a high school audience led by a team of university students. Okay, well, maybe you won't learn exactly what needs to happen for a Capture the Flag, but you're here with an incredible expert who will teach you what he's done to create these exciting presentations for our K12 audience. Trevor Baines, you are no less than a hero right here at Grand Canyon University. Folks, I've been lucky enough to know Trevor since his sophomore year in school here at Grand Canyon University when he started to outreach in STEM for our department, our K12 Educational Outreach Department. But Trevor, please introduce yourself and tell the folks who you are.
Thanks, Corey. Absolutely. So like Corey said, my name is Trevor Baines. I am a senior now here at Grand Canyon University. I major in information technology with an emphasis in cybersecurity. I am the president of GCU's Technology Club, and I'm currently a web app pen tester for a company called Guidepoint Security. So if you guys have any questions about anything you hear us go on about during this presentation, feel free to reach out to me over LinkedIn or my email you guys see up there on the screen.
And I highly recommend that you reach out to Trevor. He is a plethora of information in cybersecurity and many other aspects. So just so you know who I am, I'm Corey Araza, and I have over 17 years in the public educational sphere, mostly in computer technology and computer systems, computer science, but also in English as a second language, Spanish, and technology integration. I have experience bringing STEM into schools, and that's what I've done for the past 4 years here at Grand Canyon University. I've created maker spaces, mostly here in Arizona, but definitely have a reach outside of this state as well. And you can connect with me at C Araza and or on LinkedIn at Corey Araza. So why CTF? Trevor, this is a great question because so many people talk about CTFs and they go CTF, CTF. And when you're not in cybersecurity, you're like, okay, why do I not know that like everybody else does? But it truly is the seamless integration of cybersecurity into K12 because Capture the Flag as a, maybe a tangible game is something that people can understand. But I can't wait to hear your perception of CTFs from a cybersecurity standpoint and why it is so much fun for kids of all ages, including the age I am, which I'm not going to say right now, but I am a kid at heart. So here we go. These are our goals for this session, folks. You are going to at least find out what is a CTF, define and discuss why it's beneficial. So Trevor's going to take us through this. He's also going to talk about a CTF that he co-created for our Gen Cyber Teacher Camp, which was a teacher-focused engaging professional development week-long camp. Also, Trevor's going to talk about STEM competitions because he is an integral part of what we do to compete here at our GCU campus with high school students and K-8 students as well, but also outside of our campus. So that outreach from cybersecurity majors is incredible here on campus. And then our STEM mentorship programs. So Trevor does so much to foster STEM mentorship in our area. From MESA, which is Math, Engineering, Science Achievement. He's integral with the Hack Attack. Also, he started the STEM Council. He's a part of the Arizona STEM Adventure, and he creates CTFs at local schools and creates them for competitions. We'll have one in April that he's still creating, or maybe has already finished because he brings it all over to our high schools. So with that said, folks, I'm going to turn the time over to Trevor so that he can wow you with all of his knowledge. So go ahead, Trevor.
Definitely. Yeah. So I want to start by just defining what a CTF is for you guys. So likely everyone here has heard of the game Capture the Flag, the field game where two different teams, they go and try and grab the flag from each other and bring it back to their base. Well, cybersecurity capture flags don't happen in a field, but the participants partake in different various tasks that you can do, or actually hacking into various machines to grab digital flags. And these digital flags can be things like hidden text files in different places, or perhaps a video or even audio recording. And they submit those flags that they find into the scoring database and get points based on how many they find or how quickly they find them. So CTF competitions are ridiculously beneficial for the students who participate in them. As we all know, different students coming up through K12 have a pretty competitive drive in them. And so they're able to learn real world skills in cybersecurity while actually competing and having fun the entire time. So when I say real world skills, I mean different tasks will be something like maybe decrypting an MD5 hash that we give to them, or maybe hacking into an FTP server and grabbing a file hidden on there. These are things that real cybersecurity professionals will do in their daily job. And so getting exposure like that when you're in high school or even younger perhaps is amazing for them. And it's a good resume point that employers are looking for.
Woohoo. So you said a couple of things that really tweaked my interest. And number one is resume building. Every teacher wants that. But ultimately, I've seen CTFs that you've created, and it really engages not just the student, but also the teacher. So just to let you all know, I mean, Trevor does this not just for students, but also for teachers. But Trevor, tell me a little bit about some of these pictures that we're looking at right now and where they might have been.
Definitely. So I create different CTF competitions for really different levels. Like Corey was talking about, I make some of them for high school students or perhaps a little bit younger, and I make some for university level as well. So what you're seeing right now are pictures from CTF that in that middle picture, you'll see myself and my cybersecurity lead sitting behind me. We created a CTF competition in a series called LOPE CTF that GCU is putting on with the two of us. And so it's for our university students in the technology club. And we had them come in and compete in the CTF challenge. And it really got them fired up and interested in learning a whole bunch of stuff. And now we actually have a few of them helping us out, making more CTFs for high schools that we're going to be putting on next semester. So that's what you're looking at right now.
So fantastic. And there it is. There's the pipeline, folks. The concept that Trevor helps to create the CTF, which by the way, yeah, I can't create one on my own. So I need his help. I need relevant, current, up-to-date cybersecurity skills and tools that I don't have, but I know of somebody who does. He's a senior, and look at all these fabulous people that he has as well that want to practice those skills by creating a CTF and outreaching to others. So huge beneficial piece beyond just creating a game and having some competition. So beyond the competition for your high school and or college students, the CTF for Gen Cyber, tell me about that.
Absolutely. So I was saying how I create different CTF competitions for maybe middle school, high school level, then up to university. And now Gen Cyber is a CTF that was meant for teachers. And so this is really important because like how I was saying, how CTF competitions can help teach real industry cybersecurity concepts and skills in a fun and engaging way. Well, teachers want to be able to provide their students with information about what the industry is like. And it's hard to keep up, but as busy as teachers are and as fast as the industry changes. So Gen Cyber CTF was one we were able to put on to really show the teachers what goes on in the industry in a really fun way so they can bring it back to their students.
And wow, did they love it. So I was a part of this week-long camp, and I'm sure if you folks don't know what Gen Cyber is, definitely go to a session that talks about Gen Cyber because it has been a wonderful experience for so many high school teachers. But Trevor, as I'm looking at these useful CTF tools, for example, this is something that we shared with our Gen Cyber teachers so they could create their own CTF. Why are these important for industry?
Definitely. So you'll see lots of different tools up on your screen currently, and there's way more that we end up using in the industry. But these tools are really important because they're what someone like me, who is a web app pen tester, uses on a daily basis. So you can look there in the bottom right, you see crypto. When I said earlier that one of the challenges could be decrypting an MD5 hash, John the Ripper, the tool right there, is one that we use to decrypt all different types of hash algorithms, from Caesar cipher, MD5, SHA-256, all of the different acronyms you'll hear, or maybe a networking, you'll see something like Nmap or NCAT. These are tools that I use definitely every day in the industry. And so it's you can use them in CTFs. It's really useful so that the teachers can see what it's like.
And Trevor, do you find that if you met a high school student that knew this lingo, would you immediately start to ask questions about, do you know this, do you know that, and see if they've got that knowledge? Could they even come into the industry from the high school level?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I mean, these are tools that you'll learn through like a 4-year degree program at college. So if you'll hear a student in high school coming up talking to you about NetCat and Nmap stuff, then that definitely is going to pique the ear of employers for sure.
I love it. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about, how much what kind of career fields are out there, but I know that's why everybody's here at our K12 conference. So they'll figure that out soon enough. We need to get kids more inspired to get into cybersecurity. And one way I know that you do this seamlessly, Trevor, is through STEM competitions. Will you tell us a little bit about how you're involved with STEM competitions as a GCU student?
Yeah, definitely. So I found through the different outreach that I've been doing through GCU that STEM competitions, whether it's a CTF or maybe a hackathon or a coding competition or really anything else you can think of, they're really the best way I've been able to find to really gauge interest, get people interested, and teach things all in the same way. And so I've really poured a lot of my work into making different STEM competitions, both for university level and for reaching out into high school and lower. And so I've created a few myself, like we've been talking about. And I think that the proof that they're working and really giving lots of engagement is that, I mean, the tech club itself has grown over 500 members just this year, just from how hard I've been focusing on these STEM competitions. And so, like I've been echoing the entire time, there's just a really great way to engage people and learn at the same time, which is, I think, what we all really need to do in terms of getting more people into STEM.
Oh my gosh. So creating a CTF and a hackathon that you've done as well, but like just that concept of a capture the flag competition allowed you to increase your membership by 500 members. I mean, that is fantastic. So
yes, it was pretty fun. It was pretty crazy.
And not only is it crazy, but then that's 500 potential contacts for me to see who would be interested in giving back to our K-12 community.
Exactly.
So, it just seems to me like it makes a whole lot of sense. And so I always like to throw in a couple of pictures from our STEM competitions that are super hands-on. And while you don't necessarily see kids in front of computers here, because you've seen them in front of computers throughout this presentation, there's always an element of hands-on when students are in person in front of us. And Trevor does an amazing job of just inspiring kids to, yes, you can. And it's not that hard. And you will find out how to create your own capture the flag. Just keep going, move on towards your post-secondary education. You've also created in your sophomore year, when you and I first met, you took on this challenge of Girls Who Code, because we work with Girls Who Code organization. And we also really want to reach out to underserved and underrepresented minorities in STEM areas. And one of those areas is girls in coding and girls in computer science. Can you tell me a little bit about your Coding with My Girls activity?
Absolutely. Yeah. So like Corey said, a few years ago, Girls Who Code organization wanted to come to GCU because it's something that's really important, trying to get more females instead of making sure that the industry is really open to everyone who wants to be in there. There's no barriers to entry just based on who you happen to be. And so there was no one else stepping up to really bring this to GCU. So I volunteered since I knew how to do some coding. So I started the I can't remember the Girls Who Code. Thank you. I started I got the Girls Who Code organization here a few years back, and then I was able to hand it off to you'll see here in the background the projector there. Our now lead for it, Nia Patterson. So I was able to give it to her, and she did an awesome job creating a Coding with My Girls competition. So this was something for university students, and it was a coding competition where they came in of all different skill levels, and they were able to create a website for themselves of some fictitious company they were able to come up with, and then present it to both us and judges from industry that came in to help us for the event afterwards. And so it was an amazing event, then one that we are hoping to roll into a high school event next semester to mimic what we just did for high school girls. And so it was a really fantastic time.
It was great. And it would not have happened without your leadership and your forethought and just allowing Naya to be a part of moving this initiative forward. And these individuals here in that front row, aside from me, but that is where my experience, my industry experience lies, as well as in that coding atmosphere, but they were the judges. So industry is judging university young women, and then these university young women will go out to high school young women, and then industry will come back and judge a competition in this area as well. So not just cybersecurity, but also code. So it's just amazing what you do, Trevor. But beyond competitions, you also consistently mentor students in our K-12 STEM outreach community. Tell me a little bit about how you do that.
Absolutely. I think mentorship is really the most important part of our industry. I mean, it's how we can train up the next generation to really take over. And so I do lots of different things. I help out with Mesa, like Corey said earlier, helping specifically with their hack attack program, and then just helping out logistically wherever I can. I've done made different CTF competitions, like we said previously, and I've currently in the middle of making one for the ACSI that we're going to be bringing to a handful of high schools internationally next semester. I've started on campus a STEM council, which is really geared towards bringing all the different clubs that we have at GCU together so that we can organize ourselves and how we can best reach out to our community around us to really bring up more people into STEM, both from high school level and the freshmen coming into college who are trying to get into this. And so there's a lot of initiatives I've tried to start and really just try to pour as much as I can of myself into breaking up other people and make sure that everyone has the opportunities to get into STEM like I have.
Which is amazing because I don't know where you find the time, Trevor, but somehow you make the time. And this is an example of one event. Trevor's not in this picture, but he was definitely at this event where Mesa students, that math, engineering, science achievement competition, they were showing off their 3D creation, 3D printed creation, and then these GCU students are judging. So if you think about this university outreach, it's university outreach to high school students who are competing in a STEM competition. So whether that's a capture the flag or a 3D print adventure, there's just I guess I would say that mentorship is just so important. And these pictures, Trevor, if you would explain, this just happened a week ago, or right before the holiday here, and if you're getting this recorded, it's definitely for that K12 NICE in December of 2021. So just before you did this, where were you? Explain to me some of these pictures.
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing that I was able to start pretty recently is I'm helping out the AZ STEM Adventure. So they're an organization that is trying to go out and bring different sort of projects and little STEM activities to high schools and middle schools around our area. So the pictures you see on the top are from the AZ STEM Adventure I did a few weeks ago, or I guess 2 weeks ago before Thanksgiving break. And so I was able to go out to the school and really interact with the students there. There are about 60 or 70 students in the classroom. I was able to help them do different STEM things like building helicopters from paper clips and straws, and doing different things like showing how different rocks form and everything. Really just getting them excited, interested about STEM, and just letting them know what different fields are out there, and then getting them excited for it. And then you'll see the bottom pictures. Those are pictures from some more mentorship stuff that we were doing through the tech club. That's a student right there working on one of the servers we had donated to us from Cisco. And so Cisco is a very large company, as most of you probably know in the industry. And so it's doing mentorship to get someone who's younger, like a freshman, I think he is, into more industry pipelines so that we can mentor them while pushing them towards the industry. And hopefully they'll do the same as they get higher up and get more knowledge as well.
Oh my goodness. You know what, Trevor, what you end up doing by pulling students and industry together truly creates that pipeline. And that's where we want to say, what is your takeaway? Hopefully today you've learned what a CTF, capture the flag, is and why it's beneficial. What a CTF for Gen Cyber Camp could do for you. So it doesn't have to be a Gen Cyber Camp, but also any sort of teacher professional development. You could create a CTF. And if you can't create one, I know of somebody who might be able to help you. So definitely tap into your local universities. If you cannot tap into our university here at GCU, we are totally virtual and totally happy to help you bring this back to your teachers. As well as I hope that you got an idea about STEM competitions, why they are so important for students to really truly excel in STEM and move on to post-secondary, and then that STEM mentorship. So to have someone like Trevor is truly a blessing, I have to say. But I do know that he's creating a legacy, and he will definitely send this tech club into the outreach community as much as possible when he does graduate, because darn it all, they graduate. And Guide Point is lucky to have you. So I'm so happy that you joined on. And yeah, it's a pretty good, it's probably pretty good salary and benefits, right? Coming out of college.
Yeah, I'd definitely say so.
I think so. So don't forget, folks, that we have a free STEM PD. We'd love for you to subscribe to that at bit.ly/K12EdDev, or just subscribe to our channel by searching Canyon PD K12 educational development. Any of those will work. Trevor, thank you so much for being with us today. And folks, we hope that you learned something new. And if you did, please don't hesitate to share it with somebody else. So long for now.
Bye, everyone.